Good morning of you. In this topic we are studying about the thread life cycle. Here the thread life cycle stands for after creating a thread from the creation to up to the termination, what are the states we are having? At which and every stage what it is performing. That is called as the thread life cycle. Right. If you see this one here, the thread life cycle contains these are the states are there. The first one is the newborn state or new state. Second one is a runnable. Third one is a running. Fourth one is a blocked, which is also called as a non-runnable. And the last one is a dead state. Dead state and the termination state. Right. See this one here. This is the thread life cycle. See this one. This picture represents the thread life cycle. The very first state is the newborn state. Okay. When we are getting this state, okay. Here whenever the thread has been created, at the time we will enter into this state here. Here assume here I am creating the thread like this one. Assume my thread class name is the my thread t equals to new my thread. Whenever a thread has been created, at the time it will enter into the newborn state. Okay, that's why this is also called as the born thread. Okay, this is also called as a born thread. Here once the thread is created, it will go into the newborn state. After that, when it will enter into the runnable state, okay, to enter into the runnable state, here we have tried the t dot start. Whenever there is a t dot start, thread t stands for thread class object here. For this thread, whenever we apply the start method at that time, it will enter into the runnable state. Okay, whenever it will enter into the runnable state, okay, there we are having a queue like this one. In this queue, the thread has been added. Here, what is our thread name? The thread name is the t here. The thread t will be added to the queue. Next, after that, it is waiting for the CPU. Okay, whenever the JVM, the Java Virtual Machine, allocates the CPU for this one. Whenever the JVM will allocate the CPU for this thread, at the time it will enter into the running state. Here while executing this code, here whenever we wrote the t dot sleep, here assume here if I wrote the t dot sleep of 10 milliseconds, okay, here I do the t dot sleep of 10 milliseconds. Here during this time period it will be blocked, and after that, after completion of this 10 milliseconds, again it will go into the runnable state. It will not go to the running state. Okay, once we are moving from the running state, they are directly going to the blocked state only. They will go to the block state. It may be suspended, or it may be sleep or wait. Okay, by using the sleep method, or by using the suspend method, or by using the wait method. By using these three methods, we can move a running thread into the blocked thread. Okay, whenever we apply like this one, assume here if I wrote the sleep method, sleep of 10 seconds, at the time the thread will be sleep for 10 seconds, and after that again it will get back to the runnable state. Okay, if we apply the suspend method, if I wrote the t dot suspend, whenever I wrote the t dot suspend, the thread will be suspended. Here to get back this thread here, at that time you have to write the resume method. Whenever there is a resume method, at that time it will be entered into the runnable state. Okay, here if we are not writing this resume method at the time, it will be in the suspended state only. For example, if I wrote the t dot wait, okay, if I wrote the t dot wait, then it will be entered into the blocked state. To get back this one, we have to apply the notify method. Means for the suspend, the combination is the resume. For the wait, the combination is the notify. Okay, here we are having the notify as well as the notify all. We are having the two methods are there, notify as well as the notify all. The main difference in notify and notify all is whenever we apply the notify, at that time only one thread has been invoked, only one waited thread has been invoked. But whenever we apply the notify all, it will invoke all the waited threads. Then they will be entered into the runnable state. Here if we the main difference between the suspend, sleep and wait is in the case of the suspend point of view, you must apply the resume method. At that time only it will move into the runnable state. If we apply the sleep method, then there is no need to apply the any methods. Okay, if we apply the sleep method, then directly after completion of the time period, it will go into the runnable state. Okay, if it is a wait, At that time, to get back this one here, we have to apply the notify method compulsory. Next, come this one here. Here, while running the any thread, we are applying the yield also. Okay, whenever there is a yield, the main difference in the yield and the remaining things, suspended, sleep, and wait, is in the remaining cases, whenever they are applied, they will be entered in the block state. But in the case of the yield point of view, the running thread will be entered into the runnable state. Okay, it will move from the running state to the runnable state. Next, come this one here. Here, whenever we apply the stop method, whenever the stop method has been applied, at the time it will go into the dead state. Okay, once we will enter in the dead state, the thread will not be get back here. That's why whenever I wrote like this one, assume here if I wrote the t dot stop, whenever there is a stop method, immediately this thread will be entered into the dead state. Okay, it is called as a termination state. Means to terminate a thread, then we have to apply the stop method. These are the thread life cycle states. The first one is a newborn state. From the newborn state to enter into the runnable, we have to apply the start method. From the runnable to running, that will be given by the JVM. Okay, here there is no method here. Okay, to go from the runnable to running, that is depending upon the JVM. The JVM will give the chance to execute the corresponding data here. While running the code, while running the thread, it may be sometimes it may be suspended, it may be sleep, or it may be wait here. If it is suspended, then you have to apply the resume method. If it is a sleep, after the particular time break, it will again get back here. If it is a wait method, then you have to apply the notify compulsory. Next, whenever we wrote the stop here at the time, they will be entered in the dead state. Right. Thank you.